Shalom and welcome to Looking Up. This week's Torah portion is called Terumah and it talks about building the tabernacle that the Jewish people were supposed to build in the desert. Our Creator gives very specific instructions how to build it and what materials to use. And one of the materials was very specific shittim wood. It says, "You shall make the beams of the tabernacle of shittim wood standing erect." And this shittim wood comes from cedar trees. We also learn from the Midrash that these cedar trees were created solely for the tabernacle and temple, and were not supposed to be used for anything else. Why? What's so special about cedar trees? Here is another quote. This one is from the Talmud. It says, "A person should always be soft as a reed and not rigid as a cedar." That makes sense. Well, reeds bend with the wind, while cedar trees do not bend with the wind. In general, in life, it's healthy to be flexible, just like reeds. To be flexible, to compromise in our personal relations and business relations. It's good to be flexible. There is only one exception, and that exception is our faith and our loyalty to our Creator and the Torah that He gave to us. There is no room for a compromise there. And that's what these beams of the tabernacle made from the cedar trees were supposed to remind us. And here's the story behind them. Originally, those cedar trees were planted by our forefather Abraham. Later, his grandson Jacob, also our forefather, was going to Egypt. He stopped in Beersheba, where Abraham planted the trees. He cut them down and he brought them with him to Egypt and he planted them there. And when the Jews were leaving Egypt, they cut down those trees and took them with them to the desert. If you remember, our forefather Abraham, who planted those trees, was a very strong man. He grew up in a world of idol worshippers when he was the one and only against the whole world. Everyone was worshiping idols and was scared to do anything else, but Abraham said no. And he was very strong and brave in his belief. And eventually, he had a lot of students, a lot of followers. And when Jacob planted those trees in Egypt, he wanted the Jews to look at these trees while they were in Egypt in slavery, in the land, spiritually lost land on earth, and look at these trees and remember our forefather Abraham and his strength, and be strong and not give in to any temptation. And that's what these beams of the tabernacle were supposed to be made from these cedar trees, Abraham's cedar trees. And let this be a reminder to us to stay strong in our faith, in our loyalty to our Creator, and in learning the Torah. Shabbat Shalom.